Okay, just as how a student would go in. So I'm going to go ahead and go in as a student, log in and go to the course. And this is all dependent upon how you've got it set up and so forth, but I just want to show you how the Amatrol stuff looks. So I'm going to click on the lessons, Amatrol introduction, as we had built earlier in the previous video. I'm going to go into that and notice again it comes up in a window. Now, if for some reason I'm going to shrink this down or move this down, notice it says launched a new window, but if you don't see it, a pop-up blocker may be preventing it. That's very possible, so they will have to make sure they don't have their pop-up blockers on. And then launch. And this takes it into what we had looked at earlier. Just like you saw from the instructor side, this is bringing them in and they can get to the materials this way. And you can, of course, tell them what you want them to read, etc., etc. They would navigate through everything that you've asked them to look at. If they want to change it to a single page, they can change it to a single page. And then, blow it up from there and then just scroll through single pages. They could download the skill PDF if you've told them to do so. So this is pretty much all the same. You'll understand how all this functions. Now here comes the part to where we have to be careful, make sure we let them know. You might put directions inside your course, make sure that they understand. So if they were to close this, it brings them back to here. They can click back, brings them back to the course. Again, if they close it out, they'll have to log back in, which is just frustrating at times. It's not going to hurt the course any, just they might get frustrated being kicked in and out of the course. So make sure you might want to tell them how they could navigate through that. And if we find anything different, then we'll get that shared out as well. So let's see how they would take a quiz. So coming in and taking the pre-quiz, going to click on the pre-quiz. It tells them how many questions it is, gives them everything as far as directions and so forth goes. Notice it says once started, pre-quiz is closed for any reason. They might have to get back with you and get it reset. But I'm going to go ahead and do the pre-quiz, and I'm just going to fly through this. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and walk through this, and I'll just stop the video so you don't have to sit through all of it. Okay, I've got all the way to the end, taken all the test questions. I submit it. I'm going to submit my assessment, and I got 5 correct. So this tells me the student takes the exam or the quiz, and they finished it. Again, notice I'm going to go up here and click on log out. The log out takes me back to the login for Amatrol, which I cannot get into. I close that out, and again, I'm back at this window. And if I arrow back, what I would recommend is just letting your students know to kind of jump out. They can jump back in. I'm not sure exactly how long it takes for the grade to come over. Notice I clicked on grade book, and here's the one that I just took, and it says that it's in progress. So it's going to take it a little bit to get moved over, but the grade should push over into your grade book. Okay, just wanted to come back in and let you know I waited. It was probably an hour, hour and a half before the grade actually got pushed over. But the student will be able to go into their grade book, however you have it set up, and then they'll be able to see their grade. So here's that pre-quiz that I just took, and of course I made a 28 on that. So make sure that they understand that it might take a little while for the grade to get posted. Of course, when they finish the pre-quiz, it gives them their immediate feedback and they can see what they made there. But for it to get into the grade book, it could take a little while. So that's the perspective from the student side of the house. Some of the sticky points there to remember is the pop-up window having an arrow back and making sure that they know that if they accidentally hit the X, then they might have to log back into the course. So this kind of gives you just a real rough overview of how to utilize the Amatrol products and how it's going to be viewed from the student side of the house.